Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do strobing, which if you haven't heard what strobing is, it's kind of like a newer technique, kind of similar to contouring, but you're not going to be carving out any parts of your face. So strobing is mostly focusing on bringing out your features. So it's basically contouring but without the contour. It's literally just kind of highlighting your face. So really excited to use my new Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Champagne Pop, which is a collaboration with Jaclyn Hill. It's just a really beautiful gold, kind of peachy pink highlight. So if you guys can see that, it's just really beautiful and I feel like it goes really well with all kinds of skin tones. And I'll show you guys Opal as well, just to kind of do a comparison, because they are different. So this right here is Champagne Pop, this is Opal, which I've definitely been beating up Opal. So yeah, Champagne Pop is a little bit more of like that pale peachy kind of gold tones, and Opal is more of like that silvery beige. And I've already done most of my eye makeup because I want to mostly just focus on the face today. So I'm first going to be priming my face using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, which I used to just use the Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer, but I recently just started using this again because I feel like I like to just use the smoothing primer kind of in my T-zone where I get really oily, because I feel like it doesn't really help my makeup stay on longer, whereas this does. And then I'm going in with the Step 1 primer, which is super dirty right now. And I'm just going to apply this right in my T-zone and all the areas that I get oily. Okay. So now I'm going in with foundation, which as you guys know, I'm using my Nars All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. It's my favorite. And I'm just going to pump that in the back of my hand. And then I'm just going to dab it all over my face. And a little bit on my neck, because I'm so pale right now. It's not even funny. I usually like to buy my foundation about a shade darker than my skin for the summer, because I usually get really tan, but I literally have not laid in the sun once this summer, so not very tan right now. Like, look at me. Oh my gosh, I literally look like a ghost. I'm so pale. Hopefully this will help. So then I'm just using my beauty blender and pressing it into the skin. Alright. And next I'm going to be concealing the under eye area using the Naked Skin by Urban Decay. Applying a generous amount. I like to go kind of up the bridge of my nose as well, because I feel like sometimes it can be easy to forget that area, and you just want to make sure you're not leaving any dark areas. And this also helps to make your nose look a little slimmer as well. And then I'm going to add it to my chin, a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Make a little flower thing on my forehead, and then down the bridge of my nose. Okay, and then I'm just going to blend this out using my beauty blender as well. My beauty blender has literally replaced so many of my makeup brushes when it comes to like foundation and concealer. Like I don't really use anything else. This is definitely my favorite thing to use. And again, you're just pressing this into the skin. You're not sliding it around. Okay, so now that everything is concealed, I'm going to go in with my Mercier translucent setting powder. And I'm just going to set all the areas that I just put concealer on. And normally I would use bronzer before I do this, but I'm not going to be using a whole lot of bronzer for this look. So I'm just going right into it. And then you really want to just pack this on. And again, I'm just using my beauty blender to do this. This like whole look you can do with a beauty blender. Okay. So I'm just kind of baking my face with this. And this looks super crazy at first, but once it's blended out, it gives a really like flawless, smooth finish. Okay. And then I'm going to take this right underneath where my contour would normally be. So basically the only parts that you don't want to put this powder on are the areas where, oh my gosh, I look so crazy. I look like I have a white beard. Are the areas where your contour would typically be. So I'm going to leave out this whole area on my forehead, right where my contour would be, and then also underneath my jaw. Okay, so while this is sitting, I'm going to go back in and add just a little more depth to the crease of my eye. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I'm just going to be using this. I'm just going to put that right in my crease, just to give a little more dimension. And for this look, I don't like to do too crazy of an eye look. Like today what I did is I just did a little bit of bronzer in the crease, and then I used the Becca Opal and put that all over my lid, and then just some false lashes. I don't have any winged liner or anything like that on because I feel like this look just looks really beautiful if you're doing more of like a natural glowy look. Okay, so now that this has been sitting on for a couple minutes, I'm just gonna start dusting it off. And this is really only dusting off the excess. Most of it is already absorbed into my skin, and this is just getting off the extra. And I'm using a Sigma F35 tapered highlighting brush, and just very lightly dusting it off. Okay, so I have no bronzer on whatsoever right now. I've only highlighted. And so you can see the areas that I didn't highlight, it already kind of has this like carved out look. Now I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of this Too Faced bronzer, and I'm using a Sigma large powder brush, and I'm just going to very, very lightly dust over those areas just so I don't look super, super washed out, but I'm not going to be carving out or contouring anything. I'm just very lightly dusting this. Remember, you want to focus on the high points of your face. You're not trying to carve anything out. And for a look like this, you want to use like a matte blush. So I'm using my blush right here, which is from Makeup Forever. I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's just one of like the Pro Sculpting blush. Yeah, Makeup Forever Sculpting blush. And like the number is totally faded, so I have no idea what number this is. A little bit of this to the apples of my cheeks for a little splash of color. And remember, you want this to be a matte blush. You don't want it to be anything with shimmer, because you don't want to just end up looking like a greasy hot mess. So now the fun part, we get to highlight. Champagne Pop highlighter from Jaclyn Hill. I'm so excited to use this stuff. It's such a beautiful color. If you guys haven't got this, you need to go out and get it right now because it is limited edition. You will not be able to get this for very long. I'm not sure how long it'll be around, but I know it's limited edition, so get your hands on it. Let's put it just right on the very tops of your cheekbones where you would normally highlight. And then I'm just gonna kind of wrap it up to the very top of my eyebrow, just so that this whole area right here has a nice highlight to it. And then same thing on the other side. Oh, and to highlight, I'm using a Morphe M501 brush. And I'm just gonna kind of blend it out so there's not just like a crazy harsh line. And then I'm gonna do the very tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow. Down the bridge of my nose. All right, and then underneath my eyebrow. I'm going to apply some of this Melted Metal Liquefied lipstick from Too Faced in the shade Debutante, I believe. And I like this because it already kind of has that like metallic sheen to it. Okay, and then I'm just going to take a little bit of Champagne Pop on my finger, and I'm just going to dab it right in the center of my bottom lip. Just gonna kind of add to that dewy glow that we're going for. For my setting spray, I'm gonna use 2. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray first, and this is just gonna help absorb any excess oil that I may have, and then I'm just gonna kind of let that soak in so that I don't get oily throughout the day in my T-zone, because we don't want to look like a greasy mess. Like I said, we want to look dewy and glowy and glamorous. And then I'm going to spritz over it with the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus, and then that's just going to kind of keep that dewy glow without mattifying everything. Once that's all dry, I'm going to spray over it with the Fix Plus. And then once that's dry, you are all done. So I hope you guys can see how pretty this really looks. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys want to see in my next tutorial. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye!
I'm gonna have that J-Lo glow. I don't know what's happening with this lighting. I still look ghostly white. What is going on? If you get what I'm saying. I'm really bad at explaining things, you guys. Jaclyn Hill, you... Oh my gosh, if I literally just shattered that, I will cry. We're good. We're good. Oh my god. But if a hater were to try this, they'd be like, oh, I secretly really like this. But I'm not gonna admit that because I'm a troll.